Hello everyone, Batty here. In today's video, we'll be discussing the first magic system in my world building project, Blossoms of the Void. This will be part 1 to understanding the magic systems of my project. This video will go over Spirit. Spirit is a type of magic that draws upon the essence of the other realms through ancient microorganisms called aura. Aura can bond to any living thing and allow them to use magic, humans being one of those species. Spirit is created by the energy of aura, allowing the user to manifest creations based on which type they use. There are 7 spirits in total that draw upon different realms. Sun. It draws upon the essence of the netherworld. The sun spirit has powers that conjure spells of light and fire. Acolytes can use the sun spirit to create beams of light that promotes the growth of plant life and reach great speeds. Or an acolyte could use it to create blistering hot plumes of destructive fire, manipulate the heat around them, and create concentrated points of heat into large explosions. This spirit is strongest at noon and in hot, arid climates. Moon. It draws upon the essence of the land of dreamers. The moon spirit has powers that conjure spells of illusions, connecting with souls, and connecting to the memories of the dead. Acolytes can use the moon spirit to create spells of illusions to confuse others in auditory and visual ways and create astral projections. Powerful acolytes can mimic the taste and touch of their illusions. Another purpose is to connect to memories of the past and can use the spirit to connect to each other's souls, giving them greater understanding of each other. The spirit is strongest during full moons. Space. It draws upon the essence of the void. The space spirit has powers that conjure spells of darkness and cosmic energy. Acolytes can use the space spirit to create spells that make pulling forces and make brilliant nebulas of cosmic rays, or they can use it to reanimate the dead, make spells of concealment, and manipulate the darkness around them. The spirit is at its strongest at midnight. Earth. It draws upon the essence of the overworld. The earth spirit has powers that conjure spells of stone and life. Acolytes can use the earth spirit to get the strength of stones, manipulate the earth around them, and create earthquakes. Or an acolyte could use it to bring new life to the land around them and manipulate the flora and fauna around them. This spirit is at its strongest when deep underground or within lush areas filled with flora and fauna. Ocean. It draws upon the essence of the frozen wastes. The ocean spirit has powers that conjure spells of ice and water. Acolytes can use the ocean spirit to create spells of rushing water, become as fluid as water, or conjure frigid blades of ice and soft balls of snow. This spirit is at its strongest when near water, especially more significant sources like the ocean and glaciers. Sky. It draws upon the essence of the aether. The sky spirit has powers that conjure spells of wind and lightning. Acolytes can use the sky spirit to create spells of powerful gusts of wind, destructive tornadoes, and the ability to fly. Or an acolyte could use it to create bolts of lightning, manipulate the weather, and create powerful sound waves. This spirit is at its strongest during windy days and strong storms. Energy. It draws upon the essence of the distortion. The energy spirit has powers that conjure spells of various types of energies. Acolytes can use the energy spirit to create metaphysical nuclear reactions, manipulate kinetic energy, and store potential energy. The energy spirit uses its aura to create metaphysical magic that converts to energy. This prevents the energy spirit from being used as a free energy source outside of thaumaturgy. The energy spirit is at its strongest near high energy areas, such as power plants, volcanoes, and powerful waves. There are 2 ways people can manifest their creations: inner focus and outer focus. Outer focus is the most common way to manifest creations. This involves expelling the energy of aura out of the body into physical creations. Inner focus is the opposite. This involves manipulating the energy from within to enhance one's abilities with spirit. In a sense, it's like the user physically becomes their creation. Of course, with such power comes limitations. This comes in 2 forms: the essentials of spirit and the side effects of overusing spirit. We'll start with the essentials. The 7 essentials of spirit determines one's physical capabilities with their magic. As one becomes more skilled, the more they can achieve. The first essential is that of mind. This describes how well one can imagine the creation they wish to manifest. Those with more active imaginations can easily manifest strange and complex creations compared to those who can't. The second essential is that of weight. This describes how heavy one can manifest their creations into being. Using spirit takes a lot of energy, not only from the aura but also from the human body, so those who are more fit will have an easier time manifesting creations that are heavier. The heaviest creations can get up to 50 kilograms. The third essential is that of size. This describes how big one can manifest their creation. Similar to weight, the energy needed to create large creations is a lot. The largest a creation can get is about 15 meters. The fourth essential is that of acceleration. This describes how fast one can move their creation. Keeping your creation intact whilst trying to move it at high speeds is a difficult process. The speed can be increased depending on how well it was launched or thrown. Those with good throwing arms can accelerate their creations faster with time. The fifth essential is that of agility. This describes how well one can move the creation they manifested. It takes a lot of concentration to not only keep your creation manifested, but then to move it around adds onto it. Beginners often struggle moving their creations at all, while more experienced acolytes can move their creations as fluidly as water. The sixth essential is that of longevity. This describes how long one can keep their creation in existence. The manifesting of spirit doesn't last forever, even for the most powerful witches. An inexperienced user's creations may only last for a few hours, while those of the strongest witches can last for a decade, albeit it is rare for anyone to keep creations for so long. The final essential is that of distance. This describes how far away one can manifest their creations. Manifesting creations far away from the body is hard, since the energy of aura has to exit out of the body, which is why it is easier to manifest creations from somewhere on the body. But for those who take the time to practice, the maximum distance they could eventually get to is about 40 meters away from the user. Next up is the consequences. Although all organisms are adapted to handle magic, too much of it can have disastrous consequences. This comes in the form of a bodily warning called magic intoxication. Magic intoxication is an illness caused when the user is overexposed to high levels of magic. This causes fatigue, nausea, and in more severe cases, it can cause seizures and even death. If one is desperate and foolish enough to ignore these signs and continues to use their magic, then they'll get an even worse illness known as magic disfigurement. Magic disfigurement, also known as curses, are an affliction to the body when magic is overused. Depending on the type will determine which symptoms you get. This can range from spontaneous combustion, limbs turning into stones or plants, the addition or removal of limbs, hallucinations physically manifesting, and many more. There is no known cure to magic disfigurement, and the user is stuck with their malformed body. It is not an easy sight to behold. That about does it for today's video. Next time we'll talk about Spirit's viral offshoot and the horrific consequences of it. If you like this video, then make sure you tap that like button and feel free to subscribe with notifications on if you're interested in more content. Thank you and goodbye.